Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Play.
For the right to play for $3.5 million on Sunday.
Love.
And just something that I'm watching for is how much movement Monfils is making Djokovic do. If he's just letting Djokovic hunker down in the middle of the court and Monfils is tracking back and forth, I think it's going to be ugly for Monfils over the course of a 3 out of 5 set match. Monfils definitely has this capability. I mean, this is an absolutely ripped forehand in the corner. Nobody's getting that back if Djokovic can't make a play.
Thank you.
To illustrate how short it's been for Djokovic, from Sports Illustrated, Djokovic running in total 3.7 miles to get here. Monfils 6.5 miles. That's pretty sharp looking.
And that would be the typical point that I would expect today if nothing changes, if there's no additional variable. Like if Monfils goes out there and plays the style he wants to play and Djokovic plays the style that he wants to play. Moving Monfils around the court 2, 3, 4 times, finding the opening, coming to the net, and finishing off with a volley.
Mr. Djokovic is challenging the call on the left far sideline. The ball was called out.
First challenge of the match. I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, tough angle.
Call of attempt. Game Djokovic. First game.
The only thing I will say, in that first game, we saw Monfils really go for 2 monster forehands. One was hit for a winner and one almost hit the back fence. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Is he just kind of doing the rope-a-dope, and then as soon as Djokovic hangs one in the middle of the court, he just absolutely just goes for the haymaker?
Gael Monfils to serve. Love.
I don't know if that is
15-0.
Monfils' strategy, is just to wait for Djokovic to hang a ball, to mishit a ball. But if he's not going to earn it, Djokovic is certainly not going to give it to him. Like, players have a tough enough time getting Djokovic to hit those weaker balls,
15.
even when they're ripping and stretching him out. So if he waits too long on a point, he may not see the light of day.
All.
People still arriving. Fountains are a great spot to watch tennis.
As
you mentioned, this feels huge now. Break point.
Game Djokovic.
And another one. And a very early
Djokovic
service
leads 2 games
break.
to love. First set.
That means he's tight.
I don't think he's tight. I'd have to just assume it's a lack of confidence. I mean, if you saw that one, he was actually going to go for a second serving volley. He was on his way in. How many times did we see Monfils do that? I love that. Djokovic got the easy ball, the weak ball, but he didn't back off. He still hit it aggressive, still hit it accurate, just in case Monfils guesses right, which Monfils did, and he was still in trouble. Sometimes players can get those weak balls and kind of just roll them in there thinking the opponent's going to guess the wrong way, and when they guess the right way, they just rip it.
30-love.
Exact same thing that point. Monfils guessed right, but it didn't matter. Djokovic hit it so strong, so accurate.
40-love. Game Djokovic.
Well, this is happening way too quick
Djokovic leads 3
for
games to love.
Monfils.
First set.
8 minutes to go up 3-love in the opening set.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The players are ready. Take any seat for now.
During the changeover, there was a conversation between Djokovic and the chair umpire about lights that are on.
And Djokovic was saying that the LED lights are disturbing and they're bright. They're getting in the ball toss. And Eva Ozdraki was basically saying they have to be on.
Boy, Monfils' serve, which is strength, is just way off.
I would assume that he is just lost out there. He does not know how to win points, or he knows how he should do it, but he just doesn't want to do it, doesn't want to commit to it. Like, that's just not going to cut it. He was ahead in the point, and then he just rolled a backhand right in the middle of the court. It's like target practice for Djokovic.
Wow.
15-40.
131.
30-40. Deuce.
Unforced errors piling up.
Advantage, Djokovic. Game, Djokovic.
I guess if I was Tillström or Monfils, I would say, okay, I'm going to play
Djokovic
either the whole
leads
first
4
set or
games
the
to love.
majority of the first set the way I'm comfortable. But I'd also look at my track record against Djokovic and I say it's 12-0. I'm going to play outside of my comfort zone as quickly as I can.
Well, last night when Caroline Wozniacki was down love 4 to Angelique Kerber, during the changeover she actually took out a piece of paper and read some notes. And her match was better after that, so Renee Stubbs was saying that she was doing a mental reset.
15
And I don't think
love.
Monfils needs to do a mental reset. He just needs to, in my opinion, play the percentages. Right now, the percentages are, if you play your game, it's a bad matchup for Djokovic. Play something different. Go out there and go big.
But it's not like Monfils' strategy's not working. He's not hitting the ball well. Right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not executing well, but even when he does, Djokovic is in control of the points. So I just feel like get rewarded for hitting the ball well. And again, Djokovic typically loses to big hitters. I mean, Querrey, Wimbledon, Del Potro, Rio, and when he plays the big boys like Federer, Federer's not rolling the ball in the middle of the court, neither's Nadal, and neither's Wawrinka. Neither's Murray. When Murray has to play Djokovic, he gets up there and he plays the most aggressive tennis that we see him play in any match. So I feel like Monfils just has to say, okay, well, I'm 0-12 doing it my way. Let's just try something different. I got nothing to lose.
All.
Matches can change quickly. They can change in a point or two. But as of right now, Djokovic looks incredibly comfortable out there, not being put under any stress whatsoever.
Forty 30. Game Djokovic.
Monfils' first serve has abandoned him, and his second serve has been
Djokovic
bad as well.
5 games to love. First set.
Gael Monfils serving love 5 in the opening set.
Love 15.
That's the way things have been going.
Love 30. $15-30. All.
He's got to try and make something happen here to carry into the second set, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes actually the 6-0 sets make for very interesting scores. You know, I've seen so many tennis scores over the years where a 6-0 set almost makes the match closer.
Monfils is challenging the call on the left.
I don't know, it's just weird. I think it's just obviously it has to be an emotional and mental thing where basically, you know, the player who loses 6-0 just says, okay, well, that was so bad, so ridiculous, let's just get over it and move on. And the other player has everything to lose. They can't play any better.
30-40.
And so there's a little bit more pressure when that opponent wins that one game they didn't win in the first set.
Let's for service. Deuce.
Third ace.
But all those turnarounds, those big match turnarounds, you know, start and stop with emotion and physical intensity, mental intensity. And right now, Monfils looks, you know, pretty flat physically and emotionally. And he has popped a couple aces this game, but about it.
Let's second service.
Monfils threatening to get on the board, and also let's assume that it's nerves that's making Monfils play this bad. Maybe he's tight out there.
Advantage,
I mean, if you lose a set 6-0 or 6-1, how much worse can it get? Those nerves tend to go away.
Thank you. Game.
No question, his most spirited game. He's on the board.
It all started with that second serve ace. He hit it 134 miles an hour.
5 games to 1 per set. Love. Love.
Laughing at his return position on that first serve.
Monfils is challenged to the call on the right service line. The ball was called in.
He almost looks exhausted out there, more so than tight.
I was just going to ask you, is it at the point where you think there's something wrong?
Well, there could. I mean, again, it could be the humidity, and people react differently to the humidity. It hasn't been this humid over the past few days. It could just be, you know, sapping him.
But why would he be inside the baseline on a first serve?
Shorten the point. I mean, if he's tired, like, you know, try and shorten the point. I mean, look at this second serve return.
40-15.
I don't even think Djokovic knows what to make of it.
I mean, Monfils played that like he didn't care.
40-30.
I mean, it's impossible to know what's going on in Gael Monfils' mind. It's just, it looks like he's tanking in the points, and then as soon as he gets ahead on here, he just sudden burst of energy up there incredibly quick to finish off that point. Really tough to play, actually, if you're in Novak Djokovic's shoes, because you feel like it's risky to play your normal style, but if you do anything less, Monfils turns it up.
Djokovic may have lost his concentration, talking to the chair umpire about lighting and telling her to pay attention more.
Use.
Now, obviously, Djokovic is thinking about it. This is by far the worst game that he's played. Double faults. You can see the frustration. Double faults, no first serves in, missing easy forehands.
Thank you.
Well, if he's coming in to distract Djokovic, it's weird, but it may be working.
New balls, please.
It's now 5-2 in the first set.
Djokovic leads 5-2. First set.
There's a lot going on in this men's semifinal match, and
Sit
it's not
quickly,
resulting
please, behind
in
the players. Thank you.
good tennis. Gael Monfils couldn't get a first serve in, was making errors. All of a sudden, he's down 5-love. Then plays with a little burst of energy, holds serve, and then comes inside the baseline, and Djokovic couldn't make the adjustment on his serve.
Djokovic
and then during the changeover, Djokovic was motioning for someone to do something and go somewhere. Challenge here. points out.
15 love. Djokovic has 2 challenges remaining.
I mean, since Monfils started messing around on Djokovic's serve, standing inside the baseline, not even hitting ground strokes, just poking him back in. There you go. That's basically what's happened. And it's not because Monfils is playing well. Djokovic can't find the court either with a serve or a groundie, just struggling mentally out there, and he played great in the beginning.
30-15.
5 double faults in 9 games.
We're seeing Monfils serve and volley. That never happens in a typical Monfils match.
40-15.
This might be what we're talking about. Maybe this is how he's mixing up the pattern, and obviously it's working. Maybe he's trying to bring a little gamesmanship to throw Djokovic off.
I'd love to have been in that meeting. Okay, so here's what you do. You go out and play so badly that you lull him into a false sense of winning. Then you distract him on serve and come back.
Well, I don't think the first part was part of it. Well, I'd say go out. I would say if this is what they talked about, it'd be go out, play your normal game. After that, you're going to have to try and throw him off somehow, because if he plays well and you play well, being Monfils, then you lose. You lose every time, 12-0. So you're going to have to do something to upset him and figure it out, whatever that is.
Love 15. Thank you. Please.
Tell you what, all the guys on tour watch these matches. They take close note to what goes on.
15 all.
And if they feel that Djokovic is susceptible to a little gamesmanship, I'm not saying all of the tour, but a healthy amount will test the waters a little bit in the future.
You know, he's basically marshmallowing everything he's hitting now.
15.
Yeah, no, he's
30.
behind the baseline, just hitting slice forehands, slice backhands. And when Djokovic decides to come in, he's hitting decent little passes, but Djokovic is not coming in on great stuff.
He's got a match now.
He's got something. I don't know what this is, Al, but it is something. Something I've never seen before. Not, especially not from Djokovic.
2.
I'll tell you what, the tutelage from Boris Becker
Use.
is going to have to pay off today. This is when we see what Djokovic is learning from Boris Becker, because he was hired specifically for winning, you know, big matches in big situations, and semifinals, finals of Grand Slams. Doesn't get any bigger than that. And right now there's a big question mark on how well Djokovic is handling this mental, emotional curveball that Monfils has thrown at him.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Okay, so it didn't work. It worked a little bit. We'll talk about it after the changeover, but that is one of the strangest sets you'll ever see. 6-3 and a very one-sided first set, including some pretty major gamesmanship by Gael Monfils. What's your summary of what we just saw?
Well, you made the comment that, you know, it didn't work. And I would just say this. I'd say, well, Monfils got down 5-love doing it, and he won the next 3 out of 4 games. He did lose the set, but he was trending in the right direction. I don't think it should work, but it was working. So we'll have to see if he commits to that game style. I mean, Djokovic is having a laugh about how this is playing. This is like if I went out there and just fed Djokovic balls nice and easy to give him rhythm. That's what this is like right now.
No. Thirty, 15. All.
Tactical mistake right there by Monfils. If he would have just chipped that forehand high, short in the middle of the court, he somehow would have won that point.
Fault.
That's what should happen on those points where Monfils is doing those little chips at the service line. There should be just huge angles off of Djokovic's racket, and Monfils just covering an insane amount of court.
Break point. Just missed it.
Use. Advantage, Monfils.
I think it's safe to say it's not the same Djokovic that started the match, and it's not the same Monfils that started the match.
Djokovic has definitely just, I mean, Monfils right now is residing inside Djokovic's head. He is just in there, and Djokovic doesn't know what to do. It blows my mind how rattled he is. I don't understand it. You'd almost think that just watching Monfils play that he was giving this match to Novak.
This could be one of the great psychological ploys of all time.
If it works. I think at a certain stage, though, Djokovic is going to get angry, he's going to get upset, and there's going to be a different emotion running through him rather than this surprise and shock, and I'd have to assume disgust. And that should help him focus just on playing normal tennis.
Love.
I'm curious if Monfils is purposely trying to hit these slices short to bring Novak in early in the point, or if he's just literally just trying to not miss.
30 love. Love.
The chip and charge attempt off the first serve.
Let for service.
Now it doesn't look so good.
One game all, second set.
I was all about the chip and charge when I played, but even off the first serve, I was a little gun shy to try that.
Love 15. Love 13.
Looks like he might have his mojo back.
Love 40.
Monfils would be really, really tough to pass, but obviously the most difficult part of serving and volleying is that first volley, and he just doesn't do it often enough to be reliable.
Gael Djokovic. Djokovic leads 2-1, second set.
And now it's just back to being weird. 2-1 Djokovic. Looked like he refound his game after having all sorts of stuff thrown at him by Gael Monfils, and Taylor and I were talking during the break about it almost being a kitchen sink mentality.
Please.
Okay, now do the serve and volley, and
yeah, and maybe that is part of the idea of just keeping Djokovic off balance. So, you know, I'm going to serve volley, I'm going to, you know, dice and just push a little bit, and I'm going to rip the next point, take the next one early. That was a normal return.
15.
Standing back again.
No. 30-15.
It's funny, when Monfils plays just normal points, he looks so overmatched. And when he plays those junky points where he's just throwing balls in here or there, he brings Djokovic's level way down.
Game Djokovic.
Well, I don't know if we're ever going to find out the truth, but I'd love to know
Djokovic leads 3-1, second set.
because it didn't look good.
My feeling is he's experienced Djokovic 12 times before and doesn't know what to do.
Go to usopen.org and find out all you need to know about this U.S. Open and all others. It's all at usopen.org.
Love 15.
I mean, some would watch Monfils playing and say he's tanking, he's not trying. I don't think that. I just think he's lost. He just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to go about beating Djokovic. And I've been on the court in that exact same position, and it is just, it's overwhelming.
15-30.
And the match gets away from you so fast.
I don't understand how you can be so confused when you have a serve like that.
Well, you do have to break people as well, and the serve does come back.
Thirty 40.
breaks again. Djokovic right back into it. He's up a set and up big in the second.
Djokovic leads 4-1, second set, and by 1 set to love.
Novak Djokovic all over Gael Monfils. He's tried to pull off some serious histrionics in this match, but the bottom line is it isn't working. 6-3 and now 4-1 in less than an hour.
Correction, replay the point. Monfils is challenging the call on the left baseline. The ball was called in.
Now Monfils looks like he's going into rip mode. His backhands are coming off real big.
He just didn't even take a swing at it.
Monfils has 2 challenges remaining.
Things about Monfils' changed attitude and everything, and I'm not seeing it today.
Well, normally in the past, what we talk about with Monfils is his showmanship. How he does crazy, crazy fun things. This is not crazy fun things. This looks like just crazy desperate things. And it's really a testament to how good Djokovic is. I mean, obviously the end of the first set looked rough for Djokovic, and that was a mental issue. But everything that Monfils has thrown at Djokovic, he's been able to handle. Obviously, he should be handling it better than what he was. Seems like he's mentally back on track now, though.
(40-15). Game Djokovic. Djokovic leads 5-1, second set.
And this after holding serve in the first game of the set. Turn of serve was pretty amazing.
15 love. Thirty love.
Well, the nice thing for Monfils, if he does show some energy out there, some intensity, some fight, this crowd will rally behind him.
American Express gives those out. They're pretty cool.
40-15.
Literally and figuratively.
40-30.
See, like that shot, that's just him messing around, right?
Serving and volleying is tough. That's why people don't do it. I mean, he's definitely not messing around on that. He's just not a skilled serve and volleyer. That's why he doesn't do it often in his matches. I think he's doing it out here because he doesn't have an answer.
Second serve just not good.
Advantage, Monfils. Game, Monfils.
Monfils holds, just as it was in the first set. Djokovic is about to serve for set number 2.
Djokovic leads 5-2, second set. And by 1 set to love.
Novak Djokovic trying to get a 2-0 lead. And if he holds serve, that's exactly where he'll be. Look at that. That is odd. In the tournament and today, exactly 88% service games won.
Love.
Well, that worked out.
Djokovic is selling to the call on the right near sideline. The ball was called out.
I thought Monfils was actually having the most success when he was just hanging back behind the baseline, slicing and dipping and chipping and waiting for actually bringing Djokovic into the net rather than himself rushing into the net. And again, I can't believe that that worked, but it was.
What do you think this all makes Monfils' coach?
40 love.
Well, I think that everybody who is working with Monfils is given a little bit of leeway in knowing that they're working with Monfils. You know, he walks to a different beat out there.
And Monfils comes up limping a little bit right at the conclusion of the second set, and that limp was pretty severe.
When holding a 2-0 lead at a major. Once again, Alan Taylor.
And now Monfils is quickly down love 30 here to begin the third.
Again, I think there's a better way. Like Monfils has now a nice history of serving and volleying non-success, I should say. There's easier ways to get into the net. He can hit the big serve, take the first ball, rip it, and come in. He doesn't have to keep making the same mistake over and over. And that point was closer. It's still, I mean,
15-30.
It's still not an easy point by any stretch of the imagination, but it's certainly a lot better than just dumping the first volley as you're on your way in after the serve. That was a huge second serve for Monfils, 108-mile-an-hour kicker.
40.
Monfils is hearing it from the crowd. You know, the crowd here can be your biggest friend or your biggest foe. If you give them energy, they'll give it right back to you.
Did something extra happen, or is it off that bad point?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Just wondering if he gestured to the crowd or.
Game Djokovic.
He double faults the first game of the third set away and leads to a chorus of boos.
First game, third set.
Fans think he's making a mockery of what this U.S. Open semifinal should be.
I think we all feel that way. Just don't know what is quite happening with Monfils. And he's normally such a charismatic guy out there. He rallies the crowd behind him. He commands the crowd's adulation.
But this is going on since the very first points.
I thought that he tried to start the match reasonably well. Then he got down like 4-love, 5-love, and that's when kind of the shenanigans came about. And it seemed to be, you know, working, getting in Djokovic's head. But again, I think if he put out some good energy,
Thank you.
the crowd would get behind him. They want him to make this close. It's not like they want to see a 6-3, 6-2, 6-0. I mean, that's a huge opportunity right there to give it to Jimmy Connors, right? Get in the crowds, you know,
Love 15.
give some fist pumps, let them know that you're in there to fight hard. And you know how much Djokovic has hated that in the past, where the crowd cheers for the opponent more than him. Never say die, Al.
You think he's coming back?
I don't think so, but why not give it a shot?
15-0.
Stranger things have happened in sports
No, this is the stranger thing that's happened.
for these two sets.
$30-15. Let's for service.
These were not cheap seats at all. You know, these people are not here for some sideshow.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It's real tough. I will say I played one match against Andy Roddick at the Australian Open, and I was just, my confidence was at an all-time low, and he beat me really bad. It was like 2-0-1 or something like that, and I was getting booed and heckled out there, and I was fighting my butt off. So, just speaking from personal experience, it's not fun being in Monfils' shoes right now either. But I think that the way Monfils is carrying himself and going about it out there, it's not endearing. It just looks like he's listless and emotionless. I mean, if you win a big point, that's an opportunity to, you know, give a huge fist pump and scream, come on. Just change something out there in a positive way, not in a negative way.
15 love. Love. $30-15.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty decent point from Monfils. Djokovic is too good when the tennis is normal. But this is what I'm talking about right here, Al. If Monfils wins this point, and he wants any shot at turning this match around and getting the crowd behind him, endearing himself, he better bellow a come on.
Game.
And it's just not there. And that's why he's having a tough time rallying the troops.
But he is on the board here in this third set
leads,
at the Open.
2-1, third set. And by 2 sets to love.
And so many times in Monfils' tennis career, we've seen his priority on a tennis court has been to entertain and bring highlight shots, all that sort of stuff to the tennis court, to the match.
Well, I've sometimes thought what he considers to be entertaining, I personally do not.
Yeah, and again,
because there have been times when you and I have been doing a match in a big spot, and he'll go behind his back or something.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it's a different. It's definitely a certain taste for people, for sure. But what I was going to say was, is if his priority out there was to fight and win the match, we would see a different looking Gael Monfils. We'd see somebody who's trying to dig and claw and scrap and use the crowd. And again, his priority is to entertain, and this is a big knock and a big reason why he hasn't had more consistent Grand Slam success.
15-30.
Now, Djokovic has already gotten himself untracked once in this match. Definitely doesn't want to let it happen again. 15-30.
$15-40. Thank you. Please. $30-40.
See, when you see him play a point like that,
2 games all. Third set.
Well, that was a gift. Not that point, but the rest of it.
I think it's interesting, though. We saw a little positive emotion. You can hear the crowd. They want to get behind Monfils. They want him to succeed out here and do well and make this a match.
Look how wide open his eyes were.
Thank you. Let for service.
So it's a service break that puts us back on serve.
Love.
Well, Novak has had a little thing for the chair umpire a few times today.
And she did not let him challenge. He came up and looked at the mark. And last I was aware of, if you're still engaged with the mark or the chair umpire, you're allowed to challenge. Just told that it was in on the replay.
15-all.
But consistency is something that the players need from the umpires, and you know, it was, if he was going up just to check the mark that was left on the hard court surface, he should have been allowed to challenge that call, even if a few extra seconds had passed. What you're not allowed to do is look like you're continuing to play the point or look to your box for advice, and that happens all the time and they're still allowed to challenge.
But he's been contentious with her a couple of times today. And
well, generally, when a player is getting chippy out there, a little emotional and a little nervy, the chair umpire is the first target, the easiest target. They have to sit up there and take the abuse half the time.
now he seems totally engaged. He is the president of the French Tennis Federation, Jean Gachassin. And boom, he holds serve. Now he's got to go after the serve of Novak Djokovic. Third set, men's semifinal. Novak Djokovic and Gael Monfils on serve in the third. Monfils, even though he hit that out, is showing a renewed commitment to this match. And it's odd, but it changed when they booed him.
It did. It definitely changed when he booed him, and it also changed when he finally got that break to get back on serve. It's just unfortunate that it took being down 2 sets to love and 1 break to see some good energy, some good fight from Monfils.
It tells me he thought he was being entertaining, and then he got feedback from the crowd that he was not. Right?
I guess you could look at it that way for sure. I think, you know, maybe another way to look at it is the crowd, you know, just made him realize he needs to get over himself out there. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Just fight. If you end up losing 6-0 in the third, fine. Just put up an effort. We'll cheer for you. We'll love you.
Well, this is a key game for me. Djokovic does not want to feed this Monfils energy.
15-13.
I think we'll see a very, very agitated Djokovic if he gets down a break here. The crowd is starting to turn against him. Momentum is starting to turn against him. He feels like he's been hard done by the umpire. Ooh. Uh-oh, Al.
It is uh-oh time.
Uh-oh. Crowd saying this is what we've been waiting for. You know, Monfils, he likes the dramatic. Just made him wait a couple of sets.
Please.
If that forehand went in, there's no doubt Coach Becker, Coach Vida would have gotten an earful from Djokovic from across the court.
Service break. Djokovic unable to get a first serve in. Now it's 4-2.
Monfils leads 4-2, third set.
And now Monfils has the crowd right where he wants them.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready. Thank you. Love.
I think you said it, Al. If somehow the miraculous happens and Monfils comes back to not only win this set, but maybe even win the match, you're going to have to look back. You're going to have to look back to 2 sets to love down, break down, and the crowd booing him, because that is certainly what changed Monfils' energy and attitude out there. Great serve and volley out wide again.
And now all of a sudden he can serve and volley again.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to overuse the word unbelievable, but this is unbelievable.
See, so you are getting some entertainment value out of the Monfils match. All right.
I didn't realize it was an hour-and-a-half pregame show, that's all.
He's getting older. He just had his 30th birthday. So he needs a little bit of time to warm up.
And it is now 5-2 Monfils. who has come back from 2 sets down in his career.
5 games to 2, third set. Djokovic leads by 2 sets to love.
Novak Djokovic is down 2-5 in the third, up 2 sets, 6-3, 6-2. During the changeover for a third time in this U.S. Open, the trainer came out and rubbed the shoulder of Novak Djokovic, except this time it was his left shoulder. How could this guy have ever been confused about what he's got to do to beat Djokovic?
0-12 makes you uncertain. So maybe he thought he'd start out differently this time. Little 2 sets to love down, break down. Just a little cat and mouse like Muhammad Ali.
The rope-a-dope didn't work.
15-0. Thank you.
Now, what do you think Djokovic is thinking here? Is he thinking about coming back to win this set?
I think he's thinking about playing a solid game. You know, for sure, just trying to make Monfils serve for it. I think, you know, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. But I think he's also thinking, I'm up 2 sets to love or 2 sets to 1 if I lose this set, and just going to have to reset. I mean, all these guys have played bad sets before. It's not like he's a youngster coming out on, I mean, he's been out there for so long. He's suffered through this scenario before. Yeah, it looks like it hurts his left shoulder when he's pulling down on that serve. I mean, based off of Djokovic's kind of energy and shot selection, I'd say he's not too concerned about this service game one way or another. I mean, he feels like, well, if I win it, great. If not, let's just get ready for the 4th.
But I feel like he's lost every single one of these drop shot volley scenarios.
He has recently.
And he's losing another one.
And that was, again, second serve volley. How many times do we see Djokovic do a second serve volley?
Yes.
That move to the backhand pass looked half-hearted. I really think Djokovic is just kind of just saying, you know, let's get on with the 4th here.
you. Thank you.
He got one for you, Al.
He did.
Advantage, Djokovic. Game, Djokovic. New balls, please. Monfils leads 5 games to 3, third set.
And I was trying to look all tired and everything.
He's got to save up energy for that 5th set.
Can he get his first serve in?
Thank you.
Second serves, he is 13 for 31. Make it 13 of 32.
Love 15.
Looks good when it works.
Love 30.
I mean, he looks exhausted now. Think he's playing more games out there?
Look, I don't put anything past him.
Thank you. Love 40. Fifteen 40.
He is so athletic, so fast up at net. And he never plays like that, but it would be so tough to get a ball by him if he was a player that charged the net.
Thank you.
Now the crowd is cheering Djokovic mistakes, and that makes him a little crazy.
Advantage, Monfils. Thank you.
What happened to Djokovic's shirt?
It was the shirt's fault he missed that last forehand return.
Now the Frenchman is all behind Gael Monfils after shaking his head in disbelief earlier. We go to the fourth set in this US Open men's singles semifinal.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take your seats quickly, please.
We were talking about Monfils looking a little ragged earlier in the match, first, second sets, and it is 90 degrees outside. It's really, really humid. This is the hottest day we've had, at least in a week or so. Maybe the hottest day of the tournament so far.
The players are ready. Love. Love.
Djokovic's got a fresh shirt. Looks like a fresh start. He's played these first 2 points very Nole-esque. Good serves, accurate forehands.
.30, 15.
You know what match I'd love to see out? I'd love to see Djokovic take on Jimmy Connors. I would love to see that match in Jimmy's heyday, because one of Novak's biggest weaknesses, what we talked about already, he's got a friend, is his vulnerability to the crowd going against him. And Connors was the master at getting the crowd on his side. It would have been interesting to see how Djokovic would handle that scenario.
40-30.
Because Jimmy had his version of gamesmanship, no doubt. And that's bugging me a little bit.
Use. Thank you.
Right now, Djokovic can't put a ball past this guy.
Well, he's got to do something with that volley. I mean, that volley was just so careful, and all of these other ones were just right. Look, Monfils didn't even have to move. He got to step into that ball.
Please. Use. Hold.
You really had to see
Advantage,
the
Djokovic.
shenanigans in the first two sets to appreciate what's going on here.
Please. Game.
Djokovic finds a way with some help of unforced errors from Monfils.
That game got exciting. Looked like it was going to be a routine hold for Djokovic. And Monfils was a net court away.
Now the trainer is called out for Monfils. What do you think that was about?
I don't know.
I mean, someone called him.
Yeah, and he said he was going to try and find somebody that could do something for Monfils. So obviously, outside of the realm of...
He was limping earlier in the match for a little while. Didn't get attention for that. It's always a passion play.
Take your seats, please. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Love 15.
Well, it looks like, again, Monfils is feeling it. The crowd's going to need to get loud.
Out.
And generally when players start fatiguing and not being able to play their normal game, you see two things happen. You see them come to the net sooner to finish the point, or you see him start slapping. Flat winners.
Flat for service. Love 40.
Sometimes when you're watching in the stadium, it's pretty big. You can't see the expressions on the face of the player as well as we can on TV. And they may not be seeing the urgency here. I really feel like the beginning of the set's going to determine how much Monfils goes for.
Out.
One more break point.
30-40.
Every point now, he's bending over.
Yeah, he's got to be close to a time violation.
Back to deuce. Again, it is over 30 degrees Celsius, a little over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and very, very humid in New York. You see the sweat just dripping off his head. Come on, keep cheering for him.
He hates it. It definitely irritates him.
Especially after a shot like this. Because it looks like the crowd put their two fingers on it, grabbed the ball, and lifted it over the net.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's second service. Use.
It's amazing how every time that Monfils has looked down and out, Djokovic's level has just dropped.
And lets him back. He's fallen into every trap today.
Lead for service.
Tiring journey, but he holds.
1-game-all, fourth set. Thank you.
Looks like the trainers may be at the ready.
Out. Love 15. All.
Things have really slowed down.
Please.
And if you are as fatigued as Monfils appears to be, you really have to be selective when you use up those energy stores. You know, like running for these things, I wouldn't be doing that. You kind of have to pick and choose. First 2 points of every game, especially on Djokovic's serve, you put out a big effort. And if you lose 1 or 2 of those points, well, the rest of the game is going to be low percentage tennis, hard hitting. Like if I was as tired as Monfils looks,
40,
this serve
15.
is going to come back faster than he hits it. Guaranteed. I just need to save my energy. I need to play a little bit strategically.
So it's overcast, late afternoon, very humid. After 2 hours of tennis, we'd all probably look like Monfils looks. Djokovic holds to take a 2-1 lead. See if the trainers make their way out. See what may or may not be going on with Gael Monfils here in the 4th set
Djokovic
at the U.S. Open.
2 games to 1, 4th set, and by 2 sets to 1.
Match started. Gael Monfils didn't seem like he was interested in the match at all. He was flicking shots, making errors, couldn't get his serve in, and before you knew it, it was 5-love. And he started coming inside the baseline on Djokovic's first and second serves. And Djokovic got unnerved and couldn't make a serve. And Monfils still was flicking the ball. And the next thing you know, it's a 6-3 final. More of that in the second set. And then the crowd booed and Monfils started playing hard.
15-love.
Djokovic knows he's just a break away from finishing this match. And the scary thing for him is obviously the closer this gets to the end of the set, the more chance Monfils has to win this. I mean, if Monfils has to come back from a break, I don't know if he's got the legs to do it, but he can win a couple of points in a breaker or get one lucky break at the end of a set.
30.
I never know what to think of when I see a player smile. I think there's appropriate times to smile on a tennis court. I do. But there's inappropriate times too. Like they kind of give away how much you're emotionally struggling out there. And I think Djokovic is faking those smiles.
Wow. Crazy shots. I think he's trying to smile to the crowd to try and show them that they're not getting to him.
Well, he won him back with this point. He was pumping him up. And they were giving him some love. He just hasn't won many of these crowd pleaser points.
Thank you.
Crazy angles. Djokovic still has a break point.
30-40.
Don't tell me they want it. Tell me if I have to go quicker.
What is going on here?
If I have to go quicker, tell me, because when you get at you stress me because you get at the clock. So if I have to go faster, tell me. No, but that's why. Tell me, no, before to do, tell me.
Did she tell him that he had to serve or what?
I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Could just be stalling for a little bit of time.
Break point. And that may be the ticket Novak Djokovic needs to go to the final.
Djokovic leads 3-1, fourth set.
Remember, go to usopen.org for all the news and information you need about the 2016 US Open players, stats, highlights, schedules, and the US Open store. It's all at usopen.org. Bruce Willis in the house. And Gael Monfils is trying to die hard.
Love 15. All. 15-30.
Do you know if the heat policy is in effect, Al?
Not for this match.
Ah. Why is that?
I think these are the big boys.
For service.
Ah.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Gael Monfils.
And we're back on serve. And Djokovic is starting to look a little unsteady. Both men appear to be exhausted here in the fourth set.
Djokovic leads 3 games to 2, fourth sets, and by 2 sets to 1. Time.
One of the cool things, as the U.S. Open champion, all of Djokovic's towels have his name embroidered into them. So we're on serve.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Love 15.
Tenth double fault by Monfils. That looked like a
15-0.
tired shot.
I think Djokovic is carrying himself better than Monfils is between the points, but during the points, his legs look just as lethargic.
Second double fault of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
unforced
try
errors.
to keep quiet, especially during the serves. Thank you.
Needed that.
30-all.
That's the way he was playing very early in the match.
30-14.
Successful at the net.
Thank you.
break point.
Djokovic can't believe he was given 3 gifts there. The approach, I guess 2 gifts, the approach and the overhead, and couldn't turn that point around.
Advantage Monfils.
You see Monfils showing his fatigue, hunching over, hand on knee. Djokovic just poker face, trying not to give too much away. But we know how Monfils operates. He's a showman. He likes to live it with the crowd. Just his personality to let everybody in on what's going on.
Advantage Djokovic.
Well, what's driven Djokovic for a large portion of the day is not hitting winners. It's just watching Monfils make errors. And another service break.
No, oh no, go ahead, Al.
No, I was just going to say the score. I can do that anytime.
I was going to say it felt like the end of the match last time Djokovic broke. And what happened that game he served for, his level again just dropped an insane amount. It just seems like when Djokovic is playing decent tennis, it's too good for Monfils. But he just can't maintain that level for whatever reason. Nerves, fatigue.
Love 15. No.
Still got to push hard if you're Monfils for this point. 15-30 is a big opportunity. Can't let this one go by.
Feels like it's been an hour since Djokovic got a first serve in.
30-15. 30 all.
What's interesting to me is where Djokovic has had most of his Grand Slam successes down in Australia, where it is the hottest conditions all year. You know, by far the hottest conditions, and that's where he dominates. So I'm surprised that he is so affected by the tough conditions as much as Monfils is.
Listen, I can't. I'm not in his body, but I think it's environmentally, mental,
just everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game Djokovic.
And Djokovic is 4 points from the finish line.
Djokovic leads 5
See what kind of
games to
energy
2
he can
sets.
summon to go after that Monfils serve after the changeover. Two exhausted performers on Arthur Ashe Stadium court. No matter what happens in this game, Djokovic will get a chance to serve for the match. But a break would be great.
Love 15.
Now 2 points away, with Wawrinka and Kei Nishikori getting set to go through the same thing. 51 unforced errors. And now we have triple match point.
And Djokovic just did a great job, didn't he? Keeping mentally tough, even keel. A lot of opportunities to blow up out there.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
And kept it together.
Game, set, and match.
Monfils apparently didn't have enough to go for that one, and it's over.
6-2.
What a strange match this was. 6-3, 6-2, 3-6, 6-2. Djokovic to the final.